Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to the Dog Talk Sports, where we keep it real. Let's see here. What we can start out with. The news is NHL training camp starts today. The Leafs play their first exhibition game against Ottawa on Sunday. So we're not that far away from hockey. Another month or so, we'll be able to report us with hockey. First, this year starts out without Marner for the first time in 9 or 10 years, I forget. Okay, let's see. Baseball. Toronto couldn't keep their streak going, so it stopped at 6 games. Their lead in the American League has dropped to 4 games ahead of the Yankees, 6 ahead of Boston. The Detroit and Cleveland. Detroit is 4.5 games ahead of Cleveland. And Houston swapped spots with Seattle. They are now a half game ahead of Seattle. In the National League, the Philadelphia is way ahead of New York Mets, 12.5 games. They actually clinched their division title just for that division. Milwaukee, Chicago have clinched playoff berths. In the other division, Milwaukee is 4.5 games ahead of Chicago Cubs. In the third division there, it's LA Dodgers are ahead of the San Diego Padres by 2 games. That's the update on the baseball. So the Leaf game, the Blue Jay game in the 4th game against Tampa Bay starts at 1:05 today. It's an afternoon game. Let's hope they win this game here that way they win the series 3-1. It was a 4-game series. But even if they lose, the Yankees win, they're still going to have a 3-game lead over the Yankees. So let's see what happens there. Let's see here. I haven't got a whole lot going on here today. Yeah. I say, let's go Blue Jays. That's all I can say is let's play like it's 1992. That was the first year they won the World Series, and followed that with a win in 93 for back-to-back. I guess the other thing I'm going to talk about is that NFL game is tonight, the Buffalo-Miami game. Buffalo looking to make it go 3-0, which they should. If they don't, it's a pretty big collapse. Okay, let's look into the Wnba playoffs. The Fever, without Caitlin Clark, managed to stay in the series with the win. So they will be going back to Atlanta to play the 3rd game. It's winner advances, the loser goes home. Let's see here. And last night, Philadelphia managed to stay alive, beating New York 86-60. And that will be a 3rd game tomorrow, I think it is. Same thing. Loser goes home. And Minnesota has put out Golden State 75-74, so they will be advancing to the 2nd round. That's the team. Minnesota was the team that played in the final last year against New York. And the commissioners showed up for the final game wearing a New York skyline dress. So right off the bat there, you knew that the refs were in on a New York win. And it sure as hell happened. The calls that the refs made against Minnesota were terrible. And New York ended up winning. But I've never seen a commissioner in a league that biased where they're that blatant that they actually show you who they're rooting for. Commissioners shouldn't root for a team at all. And she showed up wearing that New York dress. So right there, I'm thinking that Minnesota is going to win it this year because of the fact that happened last year. So you can probably bet the bank on Minnesota for this year. And that Fever game there, a fan got kicked out because one of the Atlanta players couldn't handle the heckling. They were heckling and calling her a flopper because she was acting like she was getting hit and stuff and fall to the floor wanting to call. So the fan was heckling her, and she actually stopped when the game was going on. They were going up court, and she stood there and argued with the fan. and got him kicked out. But then after they realized what it was about, it was just normal heckling, security let the fans back in. But that is just, these players in WNBA just have, I don't know, they don't know how to handle real fans. Like they're used to fans that just sit there and don't say nothing. You maybe get 2,000 or 3,000 fans a game the year before and previous years. So in Indiana, they got 15,000 people showing up for these games, and they're loud. So that was kind of a joke. It reminds me back when a month ago when one girl was, when they were playing the game, her wig fell off in the middle of the game. They actually stopped the game. She grabbed the wig, ran to the dressing room. On the way to the dressing room, some fan was heckling her, and that fan got kicked out. But they actually stopped the game until the girl came back, had her wig back on. It's just, it's a circus. It's a Mickey Mouse League. And I don't think it'll ever get any better. They might even be on strike next year. Let's see here. Playoff ratings are down for the NBA this year, 16%. That's without Caitlin Clark. That's probably the biggest reason why. That's about it for today. Just sit back and enjoy the Blue Jay game this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then after supper tonight, you got the football game, which will be starting at, I think, 8:15. So enjoy the sports. And if you could, like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost anything to like. No money involved. Just it helps me out with my channel. So I want to thank everybody that has subscribed. And my viewers that are hitting the like button. Just smash that like button. It helps too. So thank you, sports fans. Enjoy the sports today. Have a good day. Thank you.